everyone, Willow Wishwalker here, and we are back again with another chapter reading of the Blackwood Dynasty. This chapter is called Cafe Conspiracy. Now, before we get into it, I will say I am very excited to be releasing this specific chapter because it really digs into Aurora's character a lot. And I gotta say, I love Aurora with how I've made her and how, villainous I have created her. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's get on into it.
But, Tata, Elena waved as we exited the limousine, the door closing behind us. As the vehicle drove off, Elena and I walked into the cafe as we asked to be seated in a cornered-off area. We both sat at the table, with me sitting to Elena's right, and Elena sitting to my left. We just stared at one another, neither of us speaking for the first few seconds, until I finally opened my mouth. For once, I don't understand how my mother could leave him as leader of the dynasty. That woman damn well knew her own daughter would have been better suited as leader. I let out a huff of annoyance mixed with anger as a waiter came to our table. 2 medium lattes with chocolate croissants, please. He wrote down the order, and we watched him leave. What's gotten into you? You were fine while you were in the limo, Elena asked, voice laced with empathic concern. I scoffed in response. But before I could continue, the waiter came back with our order, setting it on the table then, leaving us once more. No, I am not fine. I am not fine with the fact that my mother is a horrible, evil person who didn't care at all about what she put her daughter through. I am not fine with the fact that she only thought of what was best for her son. He is an idiot and he has a son who is an even bigger idiot. How could a mother do that? I trailed off, looking at Elena. Her face scrunched as if she saw a car crash happen. You're talking about your mother, Cordelia, she said, tilting her head as she pondered my question. Yes, I conceded. Then why are you so angry at your mother? Even if you hadn't been hurt at all. Did she still make the right choice? She asked. I didn't know how to answer. I felt a need to give Elena the benefit of the doubt. The only reason I was this upset was because of the passing of my mother. Her selfish decision to leave her own son in charge of the dynasty hurt me so much. No, I don't think she made the right choice. My mouth contorted into a wicked smile as I continued. In fact, I think to solve this dilemma of mine, Corvus needs to be out of the picture, Elena gasped, shocked that I would go to such lengths of being leader to my family's dynasty. You can't be serious, she exclaimed, pushing herself to her feet in indignation. You always had a good relationship with your brother. Do you really want to abandon your family by doing this? I wanted to tell her no. I wanted to tell her that all this was too much for me to handle. You tell me, Elena. Good relationship? You don't know what goes on behind closed doors, I spat at her. I knew that I had to go through with this. It was my only chance. No matter what, I had to take it. I just needed to make up my mind. Maybe you can leave and start over. Maybe you can forget your brother ever existed, she suggested. Start over, I echoed, my voice filled with scorn. Is that what you really think of me? Elena? That I can just walk away from everything I've ever known and start over in some far-off land? That's not who I am. Her eyes widened at my outburst, but I pressed on. This isn't about Corvus and me having a good relationship. This is about my mother choosing her favorite son over me, her own daughter. I've been her pawn all my life, and I'm sick of it. I can't keep living like this, Elena. I won't. I clenched my fists, staring at the table as I struggled with my emotions. Maybe I can forget my brother. But I can't forget what he and my mother have done to me. I need to seize control. Elena sat down, looking at me with a combination of concern and bewilderment. You're serious, aren't you? She asked, heaving a heavy sigh. I can't believe you're considering going against your family, against your brother. Elena, do you know what it's like to grow up in a dynasty like this? To be constantly measured against your siblings. Always feeling like you are not good enough? Because I do. My voice shook with anger and frustration. But you love your family, she pointed out, her eyes wide with disbelief. You can't just turn your back on them like this. I shook my head, a determined fire burning in my gaze. Love isn't enough, Elena. I need to be recognized and respected for who I am. And not just because I'm my mother's daughter. Elena sighed, her expression a mix of sympathy and resignation. All right, Aurora. Let's say you do this. What's your plan? You know Corvus will do everything in his power to stop you. I took a deep breath, trying to steady my racing heart. I've been planning this for months, Helena. I've networked with some of the most influential people in the city, and I've been laying the groundwork for my own power base. I just need to make one last move, and I'll have the support I need to take control. Helena's eyebrows shot up. Are you telling me you've been plotting a coup behind your family's back? Yes, I replied, my voice firm. I can't let my mother and brother control my life anymore. This is my legacy now. Helena leaned back in her chair, studying me intently. Aurora, you're playing a dangerous game, she said quietly. If you go through with this, there's no turning back. You'll be going up against your own blood, risking everything you've ever known. I met her gaze unwaveringly, my mind made up. I know the risks, Helena. But I can't live in the shadow of my family any longer. It's time for me to make my mark on the world. On my own terms. She reached out and took my hand, the warmth of her touch grounding me. Just promise me one thing, Aurora. Promise me that whatever happens, you'll stay true to yourself. Don't let the pursuit of power or revenge change who you are at your core. I squeezed her hand in return, feeling a surge of gratitude for her support. I promise, Helena. I won't lose sight of who I am, no matter what lies ahead.
And that was the end of chapter 5. Now you guys can see why I am so excited for Aurora and with how I've built her. Like, I love the ruthlessness and callousness that she has to her character. Like, I don't even know how I made her. I just made her like that. Like, I have no explanations. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter. I know this chapter is one of my favorites so far. Heck, if you guys want to, please tell me your favorite chapters down in the comment below. So, yeah. Bye-bye.